Hey everyone, it's Saruke, and today I will be drawing another character reference slash doing a biography. It is my Elementals character, Katsura Saruke, who is up for this one. And I do apologize for my voice, it's still a little bit iffy. I lost it in the beginning of this week, got it back on Tuesday? No, I had lost it by Tuesday, got it back on Wednesday, lost it again, and didn't really get it back until like Saturday, so... it's been a week, and I almost have my voice back. I think I'm still like half an octave off, but it's getting better. So, what the heck is Elementals, and who the heck is Saruke? Because aren't I the artist, Saruke? I have this character and one more character that is called Saruke in some way. My mini-me is Patricia slash Saruke because it's my mini-me. And this character is based off of me, which is why she also has the name Saruke. She belongs to a story surrounding her and two other characters. I'm going to pop up some very, very old art here. This is the very first drawing I did of these characters. Left to right, they are Fear, Saruke, and Corp. They're based off of my brother's best friend, me, and my brother. And this drawing in particular is almost 15 years old. I think it's got to be at least 14 years old by now. And it was a contest entry for a manga magazine. I think the theme was something surrounding different elements. And I took the idea and I ran with it, and I have had so much fun with it too. So they started out with Sonic characters, as you can see. They've had quite a few different designs. I think around version 3 they started to stabilize, and after I sort of figured out what I wanted them to look like, they actually turned into Anthro characters. I had them as Sonic characters for about 4 or 5 years before I made them into permanent Anthro characters, and this is what they look like. This is the last reference I did for Saruke, and I think it's from 2008 or 2009, so I can easily say they have had time to grow. Their story is very corny and very teenagey, but hey, I was a teenager when I made it, and I'm trying to make it better, but it's just not happening. The original title was WW3, so World War III, because I put them into a war setting. Each of these characters comes from a different country or part of the continent they live on. Think of the Russia, Asia, or Russia-China continent, plus sort of Japan and Australia and all that. Split that into 3, and you have sort of the 3 different kingdoms they're from. I'm doing air quotes here, you can't see it. And they're at war. The nations that are at war are the nation Saruke is from and the nation Fear is from. And Corp's nation is sort of in between, really not siding with anyone, trying to sort of just suppress them both to keep losses at minimum. The war itself happens a lot when these kids are young, and as they get older, the gods intervene. Did I tell you this was corny? Anyway, there are celestial gods in their world. These gods have the powers to give the people of their world great elemental powers. There is elemental magic to begin with, but the gods can sort of unlock the full potential. So when these kids get into their teens, they are gifted with elemental powers. And Saruke in particular is gifted with ice powers. She is the oldest of the 3 too. Maybe I should mention that. If she is the oldest, then Fear and another character, Flare, are 2 years younger than her, and Corp is 3 years younger than her. Their ages and birthdays are based on me and my brother and his best friend's actual birthdays and ages, so there's a lot of us in these characters. So yeah, it's a war setting. As these characters get older, they have to fight more and more. In the beginning, their families kept them hidden because the leaders of the countries are actually not that good at people, so they would sort of exploit these kids if they found out they had this kind of power to utilize in the war. Doesn't really help to hide them in the end, but at least the families tried. These kids too, they're royalty, all of them, or at least they belong to the head families of their tribe or country, whatever I should call it. There's so much with this story that is up in the air at this point because it's been so long since I've done anything with them. There's so much I want to change and so much that is going to change, so I don't really want to tell you too much, but that is the basic outline. There is war. These kids are given powers to actually help stop the war, and it doesn't quite go as planned. Now, I'm almost done coloring this first base, I guess I could call it. I made 3 pieces, or 3 full bodies for this reference. One where she's wearing clothes. One where she's not, because I want to show off her markings, because the markings are important. And one where she has a different look because she doesn't have her powers. And you can actually see it here. She has brown hair, she doesn't have any black markings. That is basically what she normally looks like when she doesn't have her powers. It's the same for the other 2 characters. Corpse look different, Fear looks different, and Flare too looks different without their powers. And hopefully I can do similar reference sheets for them to showcase it like that. I haven't thought too much about Saruke's clothing. I wanted to give her a more, I don't know, a simpler design first and foremost, because she had these pants. Oh my gosh, I love them a lot. They're dark pink pants with rips all over them, and she is missing half the leg on one. I like them. They were cool, but it's just not functional. So I opted for shorts and socks and boots because it seems more credible. Anyway, in the end, there's one thing I missed, and you can kind of see it in the sketch. There is some stuff on her left leg and on her left hip, and that is her elemental tattoo and an actual tattoo that surrounds it. Each character has, well, it's not actually a tattoo, it's an elemental marking that the gods give them. And this marking is actually pretty big compared to the normal elemental tattoos people use to channel their magic. And I just elbowed my table and that hurt a lot. Oh my god, my fingers. Because that tattoo is so big, it's very noticeable, and it looks a little bit different compared to what a normal elemental tattoo does look like. So, to disguise her tattoo, Saruke got an actual tattoo surrounding it. And I forgot to record when I drew that part because I remembered it at the end after I turned all of my recording software off. You'll still get to see the tattoo in the end slide, but yeah, she has a tattoo that I forgot to draw and show you guys. It's almost over now, so this feels very rambly, but there's a lot to talk about, as well as a lot that I probably shouldn't talk about because it doesn't make any sense. I hope some of this interested you, and I hope I can talk more about the elemental characters and their world when I get to the other characters. There are 3 more characters that I'm going to draw for this series, or for this story. It's Corp and Fear, of course, and then the character Flare that I've mentioned passively, and you haven't actually seen her in this video in particular. Thank you so much for watching. Please do, if you haven't, take a moment to subscribe. You can hit that button, join in for more fun art videos, and check out my stores. I have Etsy and Redbubble available. Until next time, keep on scribbling, friends. Bye!